consistent and having a meaningful fast and looking for end results. And so that's what I've kind of been on like lately because I deal with gout. I've dealt with high blood pressure, things of that nature. So my goal this year is just to get more healthier mentally, spiritually, financially, the whole nine. And it's a lot of sacrifices that I'm embarking upon now. A lot of things that I would do and splurge on. And it's a struggle. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about it. Like when anytime it comes with a sacrifice, it's like giving up something. And so you're learning to die what you used to want, and now you got to try to live for what you're trying to get. And so, man, that's been a struggle just this month. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's a crazy thing. A fun fact: I ate an apple Monday morning for the first time since I was a child. Crazy. I hadn't had an apple since I'm not gonna lie to you. I hadn't had an apple since I was first grade. I hate it because how it would hurt my gum and when I would bite into it. And the crazy part about it, when we started the fast, we went to Sam's on Sunday after church. And so my wife picked up the apples. I was like, who gonna eat them? She got braces. You can't eat apples. And she was like, yeah, we'll make it work. And so my wife she got like an apple cutter. And, yeah. And so I was like, man, I like I hadn't had a caramel apple. And so she was like, okay, buy these little cups of caramel. And she said, just dip your apple in it. Bro, that was and Monday morning at 3 a.m, riding down the highway, I'm eating apples and dipping them in caramel. And I was sitting here like, and it just took my mind back to when I was a child. I was like, man, this is why I've been missing this the whole time. And you know the little saying that my uncle used, an apple a day keep it out the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, well, why is that? Because I was trying to get the understanding of it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So apples you use to clean your teeth. So when they really meant apple a day keep the doctor away, keep you away from the dentist.
Gotcha.
Chewing it is cleaning your teeth and your gums.
Gotcha.
I learned it probably about a year or two ago.
Okay. It was crazy, but I've been eating them apples. I've been wearing them jokers out. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Morning. Happy birthday, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I put 10 years on you, man. Yeah, bro. Good.
How you doing, man?
Y'all want to come around? Or you want to sit on this side? Don't matter. Good night.
Yeah, bro. How you doing?
Good, man. Good, bro. Y'all go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, man. Y'all see we out here at the tequila, man. We down here for the men's gym meeting. They rolling on here. What up, Rich? Yeah, they rolling on in here, man. So we finna get that good food rolling in here in a minute, man, and get these conversations and stuff started up. So we're gonna keep Dap, since he's the host. We're gonna keep Dap mic'd up, and anybody that want to talk, just grab the mic so the camera can pick it up and record everything, man.
It'll work.
Because we don't want somebody to be talking and just be a dead spot in the video. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just take turn, pass the mic around.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
So we on YouTube right now.
You want water?
Probably jump over to Facebook a little bit later, man. Good morning, everybody on YouTube.
Yeah, so basically, man, I know a person reached out to me yesterday, and we kind of was talking back and forth about topics, and I want this to be as authentic as possible. So it's like an open conversation as men. You know, we just want to share things that we may, some just may be pulling on your heart, or it may be something that you may not could have shared with your significant other, you know what I'm saying, that you may feel comfortable sharing with men, you know what I'm saying? And so this one reason for this, gathering. Then the next reason for it is just like we naming it gems. It's just to drop gems and give men a different perspective on life. And so our goal is just to get men, building a community or a common unity with each other and amongst each other so that we can, learn to be more vulnerable. Because a lot of us as men, and I'm gonna say men's, not just black men's, because I got some white brothers that I deal with, and man, a lot of us we don't believe in our mental health. We don't talk about our mental health. I think a
True.
lot of us we kind of like we go through things and we bury it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's the reason why a lot of us are dealing with high blood pressure, or like you were saying about having a stroke and no signs of it. Sometimes it be so much pressure that we deal with in life, and we don't never get it out of us. And that can be detrimental to the body. And so we just want to be able to have a place where men can come and be honest, open, transparent. And I use the acronym HOT. That's what it means. And one of my mentors gave me that.
Say that again.
HOT, and it stands for honest, open, and transparent.
Okay.
And as men, I think that's where we have to live. And another thing as a man, what I've learned is learning to be brutally honest, because we live in a society now where people would rather to give you a smiling face lie. That's what I told my wife the other day, versus being brutally honest. And people feel like when you're brutally honest, he rude, he obnoxious. Well, actually, he just being his authentic self. Are you able to receive what he's giving out? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather for a person to be brutally honest with me versus tell me a lie and smile in my face.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? So, and I think as time go, we'll learn the people that we're dealing with how to soften the things and how to be more how we can come off being more receiving. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. And so, and then it's all about the topic and the situation. So I think that's just like that's the open scene of this. And so, man, it's just really open to any man that's here today, man. That just want to open up and share what you may be dealing with. Somebody around this table in this room can share their perspective or can give you some gems on it in life that can help you and enlighten you. So, I mean, don't hesitate. I mean, if it's something that that you've been holding in, man, just I tell people open up and share it. So
And I ask that it be a safe space.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? To where you feel you can talk about it. Us being men, we won't go back and talk about it with other people. What's in this room, stays in this room, and hopefully we can build some relationships.
Yeah.
To where Terry, you don't really know Nolan, but one day you might be able, y'all swap numbers, and y'all might be able to chop it up one day. He might be able to enlighten you. He's a little older than you. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's about finances, relationships, just you dealing with loyalty with someone, you know what I'm saying? Somebody in this room has been through something, because we got all different ages in here too. Who the youngest? Terry, you about the youngest. Now, how old is it? About 35? 36, okay. So but 36 all the way up to 52. No, 54. 54, right? Yeah, 54. Yeah, big time 54. So yeah, man. So yeah, long man, it's just a safe space. We can come and meet like this, man. We plan to do it more. We only had one last year, but we're gonna definitely do it more for 2026, man, and just have a safe space, man, because we all need it. Like you said, whether we vent about, it can be finances. Like now, I'm learning about because I had no one to teach me. I heard of it coming up about brokerage accounts and Roth IRAs and index funds and all that, so I'm learning now and teaching my son. So it might be somebody in here that got way more experience than what I've just really been self-teaching, right. YouTube and stuff like that right now. But maybe I can latch on to somebody and they can really show me the game, Right. So like I said, these conversations can go any way, man. That's why we just gonna leave it open,
Right. And so, with that being said, I always like to be the one to be the icebreaker. I go first. I'm thankful, not even more. Yeah, man, I'm thankful, but man, a lot of y'all been knowing me, I guess, from the cardware perspective. But I share this on yesterday. Um, I was able to experience and answer prayer. I was able to receive my eye yesterday. And so, if y'all hadn't noticed, like I mean, I've been dealing with this for 9 years. Where I had a work related accident, and it caused me to be blind. I was burned, and so on yesterday, man, I went. I think me and my doctor talked yesterday. I had been through 19 surgeries from 2017 up until yesterday, and I was able to receive my eye yesterday. Feel good. I mean, I look good. It's just embracing it now, and like my wife was telling me last night, she was almost in tears when we was talking because she was just like, who would have known that a young man in 2017 stopped running, accepted his calling to the ministry, and then would experience a drastic, life-changing experience. I accepted my call in 2017, September the 17th. My accident happened October the 10th, just a few weeks later. And everything that they tried to come up with and say why it happened, what I didn't do, what I should have done, none of that stuff was accurate. They said I was on the phone when the ambulance come and got me. My phone was in the truck. They gave my phone back to me 3 days after being in the hospital. They said I didn't follow SOP. They had these professional techs to come down. They confirmed, hey, he followed SOP. Matter of fact, he went the extra mile. And so it was just like I went through so many adversities and trials and tribulations. But I always remember, man, what one of my partners told me. God bless his soul. Now my partner Bay. Um, he told me when I first had that accident, it may have been like 3-4 months later. And the crazy part about it, the day that he told me this, which is why he means so much to me in my heart. That's the day I was sitting on the couch in my apartment. We're getting ready to commit suicide. I had just walked my youngest son, Gabe, to the bus stop, had saw my wife off to work, put my oldest son on the bus, and I was sitting there in that apartment, and I felt worthless because I felt like I couldn't contribute to the household like I was used to. I felt like my wife was doing everything, and I just felt like my kids was missing out and a father being present. And so I decided, man, the best thing I can do is take my life and show you how God works. God allowed Bay to call me that morning. Normally our conversations about 2-3 minutes, maybe 5 at the most. Man, we stayed on the phone, and I wrote about this in a book that I was able to co-author. We stayed on the phone, I think, about 45 minutes that day, and the more I was feeling depressed, the joy that I heard in his voice, and he was dealing with cancer at the time, the joy I heard in his voice and how he was motivating me and the things he was sharing with me, it allowed me to calm down and refocus and rethink life. And the other part about it is he wasn't even in church at the time. He was still gambling. He was still running the streets. He was still, doing all the things of the world. And God allowed him to speak life into me that day. And I never forgotten that. And I often tell people, and I often share that story everywhere I go, because what if I had ignored the phone call? You see what I'm saying? What if I had you know, just been set in my ways? Or what if I couldn't receive what he was saying because I'm looking at the person that he is or what he was involved in? I learned so much from that moment. One, God showed me you never judge a book by its cover, meaning that he could put his message in anybody, he could send it any way. It's up to us to receive the message. And so sometimes I struggle with that with God, because sometimes he'll put things on my heart to share with people. And I'd be like, man, how they gonna look at me? How they gonna see me? And oftentimes God already done soften that person's heart to receive the message. He just gonna see, am I obedient enough to do what he had put on my heart to do? And a lot of times when I humble myself and I be obedient to what he's put on my heart to do, the message is received, and you can feel the blessing of the person. You can just feel them being sincere about it, and how they receive it, and it helps me a lot of times. And so what we're doing today is something that I struggle with. Like, man, how can you know what I'm saying? Or even with the cars. And so God said, I'll put everything around you to use so it can be icebreakers and things that people would like, things that people are familiar with. And so just understanding that, man, and sitting in that doctor's office yesterday as we were going through that process, man, getting that eye, man, I'll just start to reflect on the day of it happened and how things happened. I was just sitting there, man, and it brought tears to my eyes. I was like, God, thank you, because I never thought we would get to that moment. I never thought we'd get to that moment. And to get there yesterday, man, it was an amazing feeling. Um, I couldn't even hardly sleep last night. I mean, I've been up, I've been up all night because I've been like, okay, God, what are you gonna speak through me so I can be a seed or I can water somebody today? You know what I'm saying? And so I just, I tell people this: if you don't think God is real, look at me. From how He changed my life, from how He showed me that when I got into the ministry, I was stripped of everything. He said, okay, now I'm gonna take all these resources away so you won't be focused never on a resource. You're gonna start focusing on the source. Man, I was able to buy a house with no job, with a 500 credit score, which unheard of. um, we never lost anything. Kids never went without. My wife is healthy. I mean, it have drawn me closer to God. It drawn me closer to my wife. And if I can be truly honest, if I if I had a choice to do it again, I probably wouldn't change anything because it have made me a better person today than what I was in 2017. So I wanted to share that, and just thank God, what I'm saying, over and over, because one thing I know His word say, if you're ashamed to own me in front of your friends or brothers, I'm paraphrasing, then He said, yeah, I'll be ashamed to own you before my Father. And so I'm never gonna beat anybody over the head with the word of God. My thing is I'm gonna try to live it more than anything. And so if I'm doing something that it's not right, I'm open to accountability. It's hey, bro, come on now. You represent something higher than it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for that, because man, I learned from all these guys. When I make car shows and car meetups, it's just not there. Yeah, I'm there in the truck, whatever. But most of I'm there, man, and just trying to learn how can I plant a seed, or how can I water a seed, because I know that's what He's called me to do. So that with that being said, man, I just wanted to thank God, man, because like I said, I in 2017 when I was going through all those surgeries, man, I never thought I would be here today, with a new eye, and it just I mean, back to my normal self, man. I've been looking at old photos and stuff like that, like, man, and going back and looking at a lot of photos that I couldn't even look at when I was going through those surgeries, face being swole, coming out of surgery, and the eye that I could see out of one surgery, my wife would tell you, it was almost a week before the vision came back in that eye, and I'm sitting here and I went into a deep dark depression because I'm like, hold up, man, how y'all what y'all did on this side? Y'all ain't supposed to been over there. And he was just telling me the surgery was so intense that it caused his eyes to swell, and it was so much pressure on it. You know what I'm saying? And all the time I'm sitting there looking at my wife. She never changed up on me. She never wavered, or she never questioned it. She she honored her vows. She honored her vows, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor. Matter of fact, she took on a second job at one time, almost killed herself from being overstressed just to make sure the household was taken care of. And she never dehumanized me as a man. She never said, "Hey, I need you to do this. I need you to do that." She was more so, huh? Yes, she got a sister, but she was more so. She was more so always encouraging me, and always right there by my side. And so, I was asked the question last week at work: what are some things that some goals, or some things that I'm looking forward this year? And I'm always the same thing. I said, man, I wanted to find the way where I can retire my wife early. Man, that's my rock. Like, I tell people, when God blessed me with that woman, I hit the human lottery. And she's not here today. She's at home, but I often express that to her. She's my human lottery. Like I couldn't ask for a better person to put up with me, to be there for me, and to hold me accountable. Because before y'all see my flaws and wrongs, she sees it and she calls it out unapologetically. She be like, "Hey, Negro, no, this." You know what I'm saying? She tell me, and so it makes it a lot better to receive it outside the house because I'm gonna get it inside the house. It's just another form of discipline, you know. So I just want to open up and share that, and so it just whatever we want to share as men. I just encourage us to open because that was something that I used to struggle with. My vision, or not even the vision part, even more so the appearance. People would look at me funny, and I would feel like, man, I'd rather you ask me, you know what I'm saying, than just to stare. I can take a child staring, but it'd be like the adults be staring, and I'd be like, just ask me, and I can tell you what happened. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask for this, but I learned to embrace it most of anything. So, but yeah. That's where I'm at with that, man. So that's my little spiel.
Yeah, guys, we was hearing that I got here, he was 36, and man, most of us in upper 40s, 50s, man, that colonoscopy. I know y'all get tired of hearing about it, and you think that, you fine, but I'm the hard-headed person it is about doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I dread going to the doctor. I always tell me they just want money. They want to put you on meds, but not all the time that ain't true. So, well, my insurance forced me to have it because with my job, my life insurance and my health insurance is tied together. So they not gonna cover you if you don't get the preventive care.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get the preventive care, they can deny your policy. You know what I'm saying? So I went on and did it yesterday. They found something. It was a look. I forgot what they call it. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that. They removed it. And like I said, you never know. I had something growing in me, but being hard-headed, had to be forced to go get this done. Like I said, that could have been detrimental to me if I wouldn't have went and got that done. So just a public announcement, man. Just everybody go have that done. Now I was the hard-headed one. I just didn't want to go do it. You know what I'm saying? But it worked out. So
How old are you?
I'm 47. Yeah. So you had how many? 4. Okay.
Colonoscopy.
Yeah. So
It's serious.
it's a good thing to do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But you know me being hard-headed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The first one when I was 36. Okay. Saved my life. It was a blessing. Yeah. You see signs. Yeah. You often see the signs, but you're really not paying attention to it. For me, I was like, man, did I drink some Kool-Aid, red Gatorade? Just a little blood. Yeah. Just a little blood. Did I eat some lasagna? And it didn't happen all the time, just periodically. And was blessed, man. One day God told me, go get it checked out. Went to the doctor. Like I said, I'm young, healthy, in shape, not hurting, no pain. And I went to the doctor. He said, well, we can check you today and do what's called a flex sig. The only thing about that is very uncomfortable. It's painful. He said, but you'll know something today. He said, the bad part about the flex sig is they can't see the whole coat. And so, I sat on the table and I said, well, I came for answers. Told me to come, so I'm going to be obedient. Come on, do it. He did it, and it was rough. But, it wasn't painful. It was just the fact that you're alert and it's uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But in order, you got to be a little uncomfortable sometimes. And so he did say, he saw a few polyps. He said, I tell you what, this procedure, this visit, it's free. I'm gonna schedule you for a colonoscopy. You know, at the time, like I said, my son was just born. I'm 36 years old. When I had the colonoscopy, changed my life. 4 polyps, 2 of them cancerous. 2 of them to the size that the only thing left for them to do, the doctor told me, was explode. If they had exploded, I would have went from nothing to stage 4 immediately with no source of origin, because it would have went all throughout my body. And so I got that call when I was at work, and the doctor said, whoever or whatever told you to come in when you did, thank them, hug them, kiss them, because it saved your life. So when you say go and get it done, go and get it done. And so now, yeah, go and get it done. I tell you, you often hear the bad parts about it, but I'm gonna tell y'all the good part about it. Right before you had a procedure done, they put you to sleep. Oh man, that's the best feeling in the world. He'll tell you. They give you that Michael Jackson. And I tell you, they tell you you're gonna be out in a few seconds. Oh, it's over. Best sleep ever done. But get it done though, because like I said, I've had 4 since then. Because I had issues, I had to go back. I've been to the West Council Clinic and all of that. So, you know, the good thing about my situation was, like the doctor told me, said, good thing is we removed it. We got it out. You know, so, but just imagine if I wasn't obedient and didn't go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd be one of those guys.
You have a relationship with God, like I was saying earlier.
There you go.
You got to have that relationship, man.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to listen, because He gonna send warning, no matter what.
Right.
You have a relationship,
Right.
He gonna send warning.
Right.
So, what I want to share with y'all is a couple of things. The word justice. You know, I don't know if I shared it last time or not, but I want us to be aware of justice. I don't care where we go, we looking for justice in our life with something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I woke up one night in the middle of the night. God woke me up and He put that word on my mind. And so by Him putting that word on my mind, I, wake up out my sleep. I'm like, how do you spell this? You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm like, Justice. And it came to me, everywhere we go, everybody wants justice for something. So what I came up with that night, what God gave me was just in Christ every day. That's what justice is. If you just in Christ every day, He would do what we need Him to do. We have to remove ourselves and allow God to do these things. Because us doing them, man, we human. So our feelings, man, get involved, and we got to allow God to work these things out for us. He says it in His word, vengeance is mine, so we got to just start, being more obedient to what God would have us to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm just recently divorced. I had a wife, y'all, that, I still love my wife, but my wife felt like that she would get my pension on the job. You know what I'm saying? And, it was no respect anymore. I used to just, when things would go on, we have issues, I would sweep it under the rug, just not pay attention. I'd be like, okay, I love her, things will get better. But when things had got to the point where I was just tired, I was tired, and I just said, hey, I just got to pull the trigger on this. He may not honor divorces, but he didn't say be a fool with nobody either. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to move on. And this is my second time around, and not ashamed to do it again. Right. Because God gonna send me the right one for me. Opposed to me choosing one for myself. So now my partner, he be saying, "Hey, are you getting out, ain't?" Yeah, I'm getting out, but I ain't going nowhere though. You get what I'm saying? So I'm sitting being still, letting God tell me something. I was in the house with her and there wasn't no sex, there wasn't nothing going on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I used to be a sexomatic, you know what I'm saying? But at the point, dealing with her, I know how to control myself now to be with one woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I thank her for that. You know, that's what she taught me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How to be just obedient to one woman.
Right.
You know, that's all I need. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just my little spiel I have for today, gentlemen.
Right.
Yep.
So like so with that so with that issue, like to the core of it, how did it make you feel when you was going through all that? Or how do you feel now?
Well, I mean, I'm missing, you know, I'm kind of still like lonely, not, you know, having that woman in the bed with me.
Right.
You know, that part of it, you know, but other than that, you know, I'm good, you know, because I feel like I made a tough decision, the best decision for my future.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to continue to be living with someone and I'm knowing that, you know, hey, this could go any kind of way soon. You know, just because we got so much history, that don't mean nothing to me. You get what I'm saying?
Right, right.
You know,
right.
it's not healthy for me.
Right.
You know, it wasn't a healthy marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So being it wasn't a healthy marriage, I need to escape this, remove myself.
Right.
You know, that's best for me.
Right.
You
right,
know,
right.
because I know God will forgive me, you know, for whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I forgive her for being the person she is, because we go through life and we don't want to ask people for forgiveness,
Right.
but we always praying that forgive me of my trespasses. And he says, forgive those who trespass against us.
Right.
We got to forgive people. And I forgave her. I just don't want to keep moving with her.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Right,
a proverb.
You're right, correct. Right. Right. Right.
Right.
Come on, man.
Because it seemed like you were struggling, or not struggling. It seemed like you may have been dealing with some abandonment, things like that.
Correct.
And see, people don't understand that abandonment. That's, you know, according to the word of God, that's a way out.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people this: the word of God also tells us that to do all we can
Mm-hmm.
to get, you know, paraphrase, to get along or to make things right, if that makes sense. And so I often ask people, do you think you've done everything? Have you exhausted all resources?
Right, correct.
Have you done premarital counseling?
Mm-hmm.
Have you done postmarital counseling?
Mm-hmm.
Have you had that heart-to-heart conversations? Like, and think this, I've been on this for the last 2.5, maybe 3 years, having these very hard conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, having hard conversations, I always try to equate it to like going to the gym. Never been, you know, think about it, you haven't been to the gym in 20, 30 years.
Right.
So when you first started going, it's hard as heck.
Right.
It's a lot of times you may pull in the parking lot and you want to not even want to go in that gym. But the more you stay consistent with it, the hard part, you start now, it get easy.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you start to elevate, each level has a test. You know what I'm saying? And so having hard conversations, what I've learned and have experienced has brought me closer in my relationship with my wife and with God. And it has done that by addressing the elephant in the room, basically. You know what I'm saying? Not being passive aggressive on the topic. Mm-hmm. Addressing it at that moment, if very necessary.
Right.
Or if we out in public somewhere, can it wait till we get home? Right. You know, making a note in your phone. And that sometimes that allows you to calm down, because when you start to address it, you don't want to address it in an angry way. Right. Because what I've experienced when I'm upset and angry, it's not even good for me to parent or discipline my kids. Mm-hmm. Less known, deal with my wife, because I may express my anger in a way where it can be detrimental how it's coming across. Mm-hmm. And so understanding that, I've learned to take a walk, you know, or, you know, just leave the house for a minute and just calm down and then talk to God. Say, okay, how do you want me to approach this? Because at the end of the day, this your daughter that you gave me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And how do you, well, she might say that with him towards me, you know what I'm saying? And so I just tell people, you know, I just try to ask those questions, you know, have we done everything possible to make it work? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, she like that.
And it has to be two.
Right,
I can't be just one person.
See, that package store that people like to go to with their water, you know, that was her thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I just got tired of it. You know, because you can't just keep on thinking that it's okay to, when you have your drinks, to lash out at me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
you know, and you want to talk to other people, and sometimes I hear your conversations. I'm like, One day she break out and asked me, she had pulled out the drawer, some divorce papers and started filling them out. And I'm like, okay. She was like, you gonna sign these? I said, I'm gonna break the goddamn pen. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got this set to the side,
it's on your mind.
It's on your mind.
Yeah.
You know, and so that means that, hey, I'm not going to hesitate. This is where we at. So when it got to the point where I had to go and file, I didn't hesitate.
Right.
You know, because I already know where your mind at. You know, so I just went on and went through the process.
Right.
You know, it hurts. But
and that's why I wanted, that's why I was waiting for you to say.
Yes, sir.
Because a lot of people never address the true feeling. Right. It hurts.
Yes.
I've heard people say it hurt.
Yes.
I've never been through it. I pray to God I never had to experience.
Right, exactly.
Have I been sitting at the table before? Yes.
Right.
And I got in here. I got with mentors, and then I also submitted my marriage to another healthier marriage couple that we both have learned and submitted ourselves to. That has changed my life. Man, I tell people all the time. Matter of fact, I just made a post about that the other day on Facebook when I was talking about, my marriage with me and my wife. One of my coworkers told me, she said, last Saturday, my wife came in the store and she bought some stuff, and I was at work, and so I gave her a gift card I had, and so I said, use that gift card. I'm always trying to make sure I do something nice for my wife. And so my wife used the gift card, and she also bought another outfit out of. She was going to buy her something anyway. Apparently, she was in the store. And so one of my coworkers standing beside me at the register, she said, I want what you got. And so I went to explain to her, I said, what you see now in 2026,
right,
it ain't been all the same.
Right, correct.
What it started in 2004.
Right.
When I met my wife in 2004, bro, I was into everything. She never left. She hadn't been perfect. You see what I'm saying?
Right, correct.
We never gave up on each other. Have we had some tough moments? Yes. Will we have some other tough moments? Yeah, that's life. And the tools and the information we have now have taught us how to handle those moments. And I was telling the young lady, I said, don't get so caught up in what you see now.
Right.
And don't get the full understanding of the whole, the pathway what got us here. I said, man, if she had left the boy that she met, you wouldn't see the man you see now. My wife helped me mature. You see what I'm saying? And so in understanding that, I would tell her, yeah, you see me being a loving, nice husband, but you didn't see when I was being that husband that was indulging in infidelity. You see what I'm saying? You didn't see me being that husband that was sneaking, doing things, having conversations I shouldn't have been having, or having a lustful eye for things I shouldn't have been having the lustful eye for. So you don't know that husband, and I'm here to tell you, yes, I was that person at one time.
Right.
And now I'm not that person by the grace of God. I'm thankful that I'm not that person. Is it a struggle sometimes? Yes, it's a struggle.
Yes.
I've learned to be truthful in every moment. Man, I see pretty women all the time.
Right.
And I'd be like, man, another thought, just being on this fast we've been on. And understanding that in the fast, during a moment of fasting, you have to, you break away from being intimate for a certain period of time. That's been a struggle.
Right.
And it's also been a blessing, because you said something a minute ago, being in that household with that woman, she taught you how to just stay focused and be maintained for one woman.
That's right.
And I often tell people, man, and I'm gonna give it to you the same way my mentor gave it to me. He raw and uncut, and he's a true man of God. He said, JD, having discipline is the best thing a man can have.
Yes, sir.
It's the best thing a man can have.
Yes,
meaning that you ain't poking in and everywhere. You only planting your seed in one person and one person only. One person and I'm sitting here like, man, that's tough.
Right.
Because now at that moment, I had to unlearn all the cultural ways.
Right.
What I saw my daddy do, what I saw my uncle do, saw my granddaddy do, my cousins. I had to unlearn all that and say, okay, how can I be faithful to this one woman? And how can I remain and stay faithful and consistent to God? Because I got to first admit to him before I can ever submit to her
Right.
and be faithful to her. If I'm not faithful to him, she don't have a chance.
Right.
She don't have a
And
chance.
see, that's what I had to explain to her. I was telling her I was so afraid of what God would do to me.
Yeah.
Then, baby, you may not see me. But everywhere I go with some other woman, God gonna see me.
Yeah.
And so, he blessing me. I mean, I got this good job and things just happening.
Right.
I don't want to lose that
Right.
due to the fact of, my old ways and things of that nature. I want to keep those things that God has for me, keep going. And so, yes,
But
sir.
yeah. I often think about that and just, I'm always enlightened about that because that's something that as men that we are faced with sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And I tell people like this, man. God, when he made woman, man, that's the best thing I think he could have made.
Right.
And I kind of often we were like, okay, God, why you just only made just as a married man, we had to have one,
Right.
And I understand it, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But yeah, and I think the thing about it, man, these kind of conversations, a lot of people, and I say church in the building, they can't hold attention for these type of. And I think we got to do a better job at it as believers because it's so many believers that fall short to that particular sin.
Right, correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I feel like, what if we had more conversations about this? Maybe we'll be more helpful and we'll be more abrupt in that area. You see what I'm saying? Because most men fall from that sexual sin.
And that'll teach the women that now you can't have me. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
There'll be, because I know every married man in here is a woman that tried you, but you just said no, or whatever you done. But that would teach them that, hey, it's no, you can't fool with all marry me. You know what I'm saying? And, they'll catch on and move on.
Right.
Basically, that's how I look at it.
Because when the men's get it right, guess what? Everybody else.
They got to fall in line because we the head.
And that's a known fact.
You know what I'm saying? We are the head. But if we're not using it in the right way, who will follow us?
Nobody.
I mean, we be asking our old ladies at the house to follow us, or be like, man, why she so not going along with what I'm doing? Because I'm not leading right. You got to lead right. No matter who you are, you got to lead right.
Got to lead right.
Yeah.
And I tell people this, always lead in authenticity. Honest, open, and transparent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And see, I'll give you an example. Transparency versus transparency versus vulnerability or honesty. Honesty is, hey, me telling my wife, hey baby, this is what happened. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Being open about it is I'm coming to her.
Right.
Unapologetic. The transparency part is I'm showing you. I'm giving you a bird eye view of it. Like I'm showing you, being more transparent. You ain't gotta ask. Right. Honesty, honesty is when you ask me and I tell you the truth. Transparency, if you never have to ask me. I'm just coming because that's the relationship we have now. Right. And that's where I'm at with it now. I'm being more transparent and honest because you can be both at the same time. And so
right.
it
was a question brought up in my marriage, and I was so honest with her, it scared her. So she asked me, I was asking her to be more sexually active in different ways. And she was like, that wasn't never a requirement while we was dating. And so I was like, yeah, that's true. Because I had you some help when we was dating. You get what I'm saying? I was being honest with her. It wasn't just you I was fooling around with.
Right.
But being that I married you, these are the requirements for me now. You get what I'm saying? So that's just, I had to be honest with her. It was somebody else when I was dating. I mean, that's just being honest.
But I wouldn't say with that though. That's an unfair expectation that we pass on to the woman that we choose to be with. Because somebody else doing it for you, she wasn't doing it for you. She's supposed to take up their job. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so because you chose her, it ain't her opportunity. It ain't for her to take on that burden and say, well, you know what, you got to please me the same way that my side chick do when you weren't even doing it in the first place. Right. So now I'm laying on some on you at your feet that you got to take care of, that you got to do. Right. That the other one was doing that you weren't doing in the first place. Right. You know what I'm saying? I think we all do it, and I can relate to you because I'm divorced. I've been divorced over 7 years now.
Okay.
And me and my wife, we weren't good for each other.
Right, correct.
She did her thing on the side. She worried they got caught. I got caught.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And looking back on it as a man, I regret everything that I did. Would I change the fact that we should not be together? No, we shouldn't be. Because we just weren't good for each other. We chose each other. God didn't choose us for each other.
Right.
Gotcha.
But my thing is, the reason that I regret it because I became a bad example for my sons and my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I showed them what it is to be a broken family. I showed what it is for daddy to not be there all the time. You know what I'm saying? I had to lay that burden on mama. She didn't have to have it on her, but she chose to. And she used the kids in a sense for emotional incest. And I don't say it in a manner of she was doing anything wrong. It's just that she had to lay her emotions on the kids and rely on them. You know what I'm saying? While I'm on the other side of it, trying to figure out a way to mend my relationship, not only to co-parent with her, but also mend my relationship with my children, because I'm singing in the wrong. They're not gonna see mama wrong, they're gonna see daddy wrong. It's all gonna be magnified. You know what I'm saying? And I won't have it any other way because I don't want her reputation to be tainted because of how we work. I'm man enough to accept my accountability and responsibility for what I did wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I can sympathize and empathize with the pain that you went through with divorce, because it's hard. It's hard. Leaving and walking away from everything that you built, even though you ain't like who you built it with. Oh boy, it's hard.
Still hard.
It's hard. Walking out that house, seeing your kids crying, you can't come home to them every day. Like I would tell her, I said, man, you get to see a part of you every day. Because I only get to see them when I can. When it's my opportunity. When they want to come with daddy. Or when they don't want to come with daddy because they see who broke the family down. Or who they think broke the family down. You know what I'm saying?
We don't be the one that they look at as, you know, you should have held it together, because in my first marriage, this marriage, we didn't have kids.
Right.
But my first, you know, they still have some type of resentment now being grown. You know, they like, Dad, you broke the house up. No, it was a whole lot more than you think.
A whole lot more than you think. Yeah.
So
but we as men, we gonna take the blame. We gonna take the weight of it. They go back to your point with the depression and the stress that we deal with every day. That's a part of it.
Right.
We take the hit for things that we don't even do sometimes.
Can I share something? That's the part of being the head.
Yeah.
And see, that's the part that nobody never addressed and talk about. When we say we're the head of the house, see, we also think that I'm the macho, I run things. The head means that all the responsibility falls on you. And when I say responsibility, not just financial responsibility, how the house is governed, how the emotional state of the house, all that falls on the man. And so when I say when men get it right, when we often say that, and when they say the household get it together, that's a true statement, because it all that falls on the man. You know what I'm saying? Because when you notice, you sit around those tables and you have those family dinners, it always, the daddies start the conversation and start to ask people, how was your day? How was this? How was that? You know what I'm saying? Mother's always there being a servant. You know what I'm saying? Making sure everything is together. But all their responsibility, that falls on the man. And until we really understand that and get that right.
Because the man, you know, started prayer over at the dinner that you were just speaking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, you know, that's how it's been designed.
Right. But you know, being ahead is not a task that's taken lightly. I put it like that. It's a task that it all the responsibility falls on you as being the head of the household. And God, He designed it like that. And the more you read the word, the more you get in the word, you realize He's harder on men than He is on women. And I tell people, go back to the first sin. Let's go back to the first sin in the Bible. And I asked this question when I was in college with one of my instructors. I said, when did it become a sin? And so me and my instructor, we battled for a minute. But what he failed to realize, I had went home and got in this book. He was teaching from a familiarity perspective. I got in the book, and the book told me He gave the command to Adam. He never spoke Eve. She wasn't even there. When you read it, He hadn't even formed her. He made man, He formed woman. And so when that happened, He gave a command to him. Then He gave him work, gave him responsibilities. And then Eve was formed from his rib. Okay. With that being said, when He came back after they had sinned, after Adam ate, because that's when it became a sin. When Adam partaked in it, that's when it became a sin. Eve was deceived by the serpent. Okay, when Adam ate, that's when it became a sin. But the key part of when he came back into the garden, he said, "Adam, where are you?" And I often, like I was telling my instructor, I said he wasn't asking Adam where he was from a location perspective. He was asking him where you was because I had just told you, boy, don't do this. And he did it anyway. And understanding that all that responsibility, it falls on the man. Because when God started issuing out the penalties for what had happened, he talked to the Adam first. When he finished with Adam, then he spoke to Eve, and that's what his first time speaking to Eve. Now, this is where the other part come in, that Adam's responsibility was to tell Eve what they should and shouldn't be doing, and that's what he didn't do. He spoke and told his bride, "Hey, we here. These are do's and don'ts, baby," and just went from there. But it's so often, man, we be so caught up, and this another part that this women have more power than they rightfully know they have, because Adam was so caught up in the influence of that woman, and that he partaked in that sin. She didn't make him eat it. She just put it there. So often, man, we can be so influenced by our women. Think about everything we do. We do it to make sure that, man, I know my wife will like this. Man, my wife will like this house. Man, I'm gonna see how my wife like me in this outfit. You see what I'm saying? We most of the things we do it with that woman in mind. And so understanding that, man, I hold tension for Adam, because how would I have to handle that situation? You see what I'm saying? I think sometimes I hear the old preachers, they be so big on, blaming Adam for what he did, but often can we put ourselves in Adam's situation, and can we handle it the same way? You see what I'm saying? And so being the head of the household, man, it's not an easy task, man. It's not an easy task. I tell people all the time. And it's a task that can be done effective with the word of God and with Christ-centered lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Keeping him at the forefront. Asking him, okay, how do you desire for me to do this? It's easy to run your house from a culture perspective. Anybody can do that, but can we run it and operate our house from a Christ-centered perspective? And that's where the real question, that's where the real answers come in at. Because when you do it that way, then I think that only then when things start being prosperous, to the household. So yeah, that was my take on that. But yeah, what it might. I think you had some too. You had some a minute ago.
Speaking on the divorce situation, what are the guidelines in the Bible about divorce? I heard that it's frowned upon or whatnot. Like you're not supposed to, get divorced or whatnot. Because I feel like when I got my divorce, I never got one. If that make any sense, because I didn't leave my marriage in a, it was like we couldn't get along. It wasn't irreconcilable. That's the word they use. Because her reason for wanting a divorce, because I didn't want to get a divorce. She said that I had stole her childhood. I get what she was saying by us being 15, 16, having a child, you know what I'm saying, whatnot. But she said that she wanted to find herself outside of me. Because I ain't gonna sit here and lie. She was a woman who held me down. You know what I'm saying? Like she made sure I was good in every aspect. But she felt that she couldn't find herself outside of me in the marriage or whatnot. So I gave her the divorce, but I feel like I'm still married.
What make you feel like that?
Because no, I'm not. I'm not still with her. I mean, she. Well, it's.
It is in the way him
but it's more her. And the reason why he say he feel like he's still married, because whenever she needs something financial,
He there.
he right there. When them kids need something, they got 3 girls. Daddy right there. It's like they never got a divorce. They don't live together, but they, to me, are still together as a couple. And I told him, if you feel like I can't judge you, you know, he look at me as a big brother. I said, if you feel like that's what you want to do, we can't judge you, man.
Right.
Do what's in your heart.
Right.
You know, and if she wants you, then I support you on whatever decision you make. But that's just my outtake on that situation, man.
Right.
I feel like that I know the love is still there, but some is missing. And I told them they probably need to sit down and talk about it.
Yep.
Find out.
And so I'm gonna ask this question, and this up to anybody to answer. Why do most people get divorces?
Are you asking me?
Huh?
Did the grass break? I've been divorced 5 years. She want me back now. I ain't perfect. She ain't perfect, but
Right.
you know, being men, like in other countries, they kings.
Right.
How many
right.
women they got? A lot.
A lot.
In real life, where I think, as a man, that is in our nature to like a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta be real strong. Just like, damn, I got this one, I got this one. But you gotta think, hey, you'll kill yourself trying to keep up with all of them. So I've been through that. I know how it goes. So, you know, hey, you just got to do it all to yourself what you like. So, hey,
Right.
God gonna judge you. Ain't nobody gonna really judge you, but you know, you gotta do what's right for you.
I often tell people I think most people get divorced from uncommunicated expectations. Uncommunicated expectations. And when I had to unpack that in marriage counseling one day, that's when it kind of blew my mind when she told me that. And I was like, what you mean? She said, think about it. You harden your heart, and your heart is hardened because you have an expectation that you never communicated with that person. Or they can have an expectation of you that they never communicated, which leads to the divorce. And I was like, dang, I never looked at it like that, because people say financial. Well, that's a lie, because I've seen 2 people that be dead broke.
Right.
Be happening. And me be happy, be kissing all over each other, and they ain't got 2 niggas rubbed together. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it can't be the finances. I've seen people be together for 30, 40 years. He got him a side piece, and she made lash out every now and then. And I'm seeing like, you see what I'm saying? Like, and so when it boiled down, it'd be uncommunicated expectation. And when I understood that, it kills ships, relationships, friendships, partnerships. Man, it would kill it, because in our mind, we be expecting people to know what we want to do and what our expectations are of them, and we never communicate it, and we rob ourselves and them of an opportunity to knowing us. That's why I be like, okay, I'm gonna show up who I authentic, I'm my authentic self, and understanding that it's like when I was in college, I had an instructor named Dr. Green. Dr. Green told me God would never inspect what he never expect. I was like, Dr. Green, explain that. Give more details about that. He said, I'm a principal at a high school. I said, okay. He said, and I expect for my teachers when I come in the classroom to have certain things on their board. If I go around to 100 classrooms, I expect to see the same thing, and it don't have to be in the same spot. But when I look at your whiteboard, I expect to see the name of this class, the teacher name, what we're teaching on today. He said, I expect to see that. And he said, the only way I can expect to see that because we have staff developed meetings where I communicated my expectations. He said, so when my boss come in and he expect for me to do, when he expect to see that, he only can expect for me, he only expect to see on those boards what he need is because he's communicated that with me and I communicated that to my team. And he said, so understanding that, he said, God's just the same way. God would never expect anything of us and he can never inspect there if he because how do we get his expectation? By spending time in his word, with understanding our wives and our kids, and just understand people. We have to have what they call relational equity, meaning that we got to spend some time with each other. What we're doing today, this is a step of building relational equity. The relational equity that I have with Rico, Percy, and Rico is a lot deeper now than it was when I first met, because why? We on the text thread now where we share devotional, you know what I'm saying? We share different insights about life or just things we may see, a clip, we may throw it in the chat, right? Then outside of the chat, we get together and say, hey man, we're gonna turn a couple blocks today. That's building relational equity, meaning that now when God puts something on my heart to share with one of those brothers, I have the relational equity. They know my character, I know their character. Now I'm able to say, hey Rico, hey man, what you think about this? Can you look at this from a different, or person, what you think about this? You see what I'm saying? I couldn't do that if I hadn't had that relational equity with them. And then understanding that is my expectation is on point now because we've been around each other, we've talked. They know my heart, I know their heart. You see what I'm saying? And so in understanding that, you take that as that's just a friendship level. How about we apply that into our marriages? How about we apply that same mentality and perspective on our job and how we deal with our kids and all that? How much better would things be? And so never expect anything out of a person that you never communicated. You see what I'm saying? Because you robbing that person of an opportunity. Maybe they would do it if you talk to them and tell them. You see what I'm saying? Maybe they won't. You never know if you never had the conversation. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like my take on that, man.
And you're right about that. As far as communication,
yeah,
communication is that's like number one.
Yeah,
whether it's with your relationship with your significant other or with your friend, associate, whoever.
Right.
If you don't communicate it, ain't nothing gonna never be clear. You know what I'm saying? So that's how me and my wife have went all these years without having to have marital counseling, because we always communicate. Has it been tough? Yeah, it been tough. Has it been you know what I'm saying, ups and downs? Yeah, we've been together for to be 26 years, of course. A lot of them down were my fault. I ain't gonna lie. You know, but if you can communicate and get across your point, and the other person can do the same without clashing. Now, don't get me wrong, my wife a Tarzan, boy, she a little bull. You know what I'm saying? For real. But over the years, I have gotten her to, she has learned how to listen, you know, calm down, instead of just biting back. Real, you know what I'm saying? She know how to communicate with me, and I was willing to sit there instead of just storming out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll get quiet and just wait. Like, all right, now you ready to talk? You know what I'm saying? So over the years, she done learned that, man. She done learned me, and I done learned her. So it's a blessing to not have to have had marital counseling. But if it gets to that point, I will, because I love my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But communication, man, that's key. And like you said, the tough conversation, you gotta have. You gotta go and get it out the way, because it's gonna always be in the room. You know, y'all can put the Band-Aid on it for a minute, but it's always gonna be there. It's in your mind, whether you know what I'm saying something to her or not. It's in the back of your mind. You know, so communication is key. Like with my bros that I'm real close with, we don't hold nothing back with each other. And then, you know, if we got questions, we ask them, or if we feel that person, you know, the opposite, you know, we don't sugarcoat nothing, put it like that. You know, like you said earlier about being brutally honest. That's a good thing about being brutally honest, man. You just got to know how to accept it. You know, somebody be honest with me about something, I just got to sit back. You can ask Rich Wills, like, we can be talking about something, and you got to take accountability too. You got to take accountability, because I'll be like, oh, okay, you know, I switch, like, okay, I see what you're saying now. Because you can ask him, I can be stern on stuff, but when it come down to it, if I know I'm wrong, or I know in my mind he's really right, I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I ain't gonna be stubborn and some people we do that, man.
Right.
We do that. No, man, just keep it clear line of communication, man. No matter what it is, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's growth down.
Real.
You had something earlier. Earlier.
Yeah. Let's get my.
I forgot.
Get the young book.
Sorry about that, bro.
Well, based on what you were saying, amen to everything you said. Well, I don't know nobody in here. Y'all probably saw my face time to time, Percy or car shows. And my name Terry. 36. Not married. Unfortunately.
Roll with.
But yeah, I'm 36, Terry. Work for the city of Memphis. I'm doing like high school and grade school. Like I said, a lot of people don't know me, and y'all probably never see me unless I come this type of stuff.
Right.
So, y'all business, do junk removal, probably clean up. What's that? This just basically I just do everything, make good money here and there. But I just try and bring it back down to ground level, ask certain questions to everybody. Like I said, I don't know everybody. I know a lot of people don't like talking out loud. This and that. I'm an introvert too. So I just want to go around and ask everybody. A lot of people don't ask us as men day-to-day basis, and they treat us like we just robots. How everybody doing mentally, emotionally, and physically? Because a lot of people don't ask us that. They think we good.
Right.
100% of the time. Different women, kids, your job, just everyday life. And I don't want to get too deep into they know as black men we carry 100% more than people know and stuff like that. So I'm just start off with me as an example. Mentally, my birthday was on the 9th, just passed by and stuff like that.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
I played it.
And I turned 36. And I had reflected on the first 35 years of my life. And it was like I was living a imposter, I had a little imposter syndrome or trying to still figure myself out. I found myself and just jumping around, friends, family, relationships, and this and that. So I just had to, I ain't trying to go too deep on it, but reflect on the first 35 years. Now I'm trying to reinvent myself. Because everybody for the past 10, 15 years, they just knew TP. And that was based off car stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of get to the point I don't want people to just know me by my car. I want people to look at me like, that's Terry, this and that, not Terry with Chevelle. It got kind of irritating. And that's why I backed off. I'm doing a lot of stuff, just being around certain peers and stuff like that. So I started hanging around last summer, like an older group of people with cars, but they do different stuff than my peers do.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of open my eyes to points of relationships and just men period. But they talk about men stuff.
Right.
Instead of material stuff. And it got irritated about instead of being what you got, who you are as a person. And this and that. So mentally right now I'm just going through the motions of reinventing myself. I kind of know myself now, know my values, and going from there. Emotionally, I don't know if I heard the phrase, I'm emotionally naked right now.
Mm-hmm.
Basically hold yourself more accountable to instead of blaming other people what you did in the past, yourself accountable with your part in it, from relationships and friendships. So from relationships and friendships. So that's the phase I'm in with that. And every day, I don't know if y'all go through this, every day y'all cry when y'all get older.
Yeah.
That's the
nothing wrong with it. It's actually healthy for you.
It was known at first. It's you be driving you start crying. What's wrong with me?
Hey, it's funny you say that Everybody listening to him. By you telling that story, bro, I got tears in my eyes.
Yeah, so
literally.
By you telling that story, bro.
Because he said he was an introvert. Yes.
You know, right?
Right.
So I kind of know you on a personal level, somewhat.
Right.
You know, that made me feel good to
Yeah,
that, bro.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Afraid to lose
Yeah.
some of them relationships.
Yeah.
To better yourself.
Right.
I'm not saying you fall out with them. Sometimes you just outgrow people and things and places, man.
He just I saw some friendships it grew a distance, but it's not we didn't fall out. It just everybody emotionally there. I gotta accept it. I can't bring right. So I gotta accept it. So they probably don't understand where I'm at.
Pruning season. Cut it off so you can
right. So that's why I started last two years started hanging with older men to kind of understand what I'm going through, because they already been through it. Some men I ain't did it yet, but honestly, but most men y'all been through. Y'all had teenage kids. Y'all been through divorces, marriages, relationships, financial troubles, everything I think of. Y'all have succeeded and failed. It just be true, and y'all learn lessons from the failures. So that's why I started hanging around older men, so I get more insight. I can hang around my peers, but it's gonna be like this. Right. So y'all got what's the oldest man here? 54. Right. And who? Everybody else in their 40s, right?
No, he 26.
Not talking about other than 50. Everybody.
I mean, not 26. He 20.
He 20.
Yeah.
I remember I was 20. It was late. But other than that, it's like everybody has lived the point I lived through. So I gotta balance my life out from peers and people above me, so I can figure out how to navigate the next step.
Gotcha.
Like I said, I've never been married. I don't think I ever was, honestly, because like you said, with the lust and how to learn how to. I just thought we needed more than one woman based off my childhood trauma, seeing my men in my life. They always had multiple women. So I just felt like, shit, I cheat, shit, be all right. She cried a couple of days. Right. Cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically how my life was. I created 3 broken homes, got 3 kids, 3 different mamas, 16, 9, and 6 my kids. So I had to be vulnerable with that. Like I created all that based off cheating. And they all good now and this and that. But no, I just had to be raw with myself. Like I was a fucked up person. I fucked up friendships. What's that? Even family. But now I can't dwell on it. That shit happened. Yeah. I gotta go forward or whatnot. So yeah, so it is there. I'm gonna stop on that because I don't do too emotional shit. So but yeah, I just had to ask some questions. Physically, I feel old. I know y'all probably know what I'm saying. Like I said, back hurting every morning, knee hurting, neck hurting. I'm like, shit, I'm getting old. But it's better to get old than better than climb we in. So some people don't make it to this age. So the YN era or whatnot. But no, I just want to elaborate on it and just get a little insight of me. Like I said, most of y'all just see me y'all see me with person, see my face, see my car. They just know that's it right there. But yeah, but y'all want to ask me something, just get more know me or this and that, that's cool too. My name on Facebook, Price Terry. Y'all want to get my number. I talk to everybody in here because like you said, y'all got experience stuff I don't know about. You a preacher, right? Yeah. Okay, that's good too. You got stuff. I ain't never been close to one of them either. But yeah, that's this. So I just like for everybody, I pass the mic around. Y'all don't mind. Y'all just give me a listen. I ain't go deep, not like that. But like I said, everybody ain't comfortable with telling people certain things and whatnot. So stop. Mentally, emotionally.
All right. Well, my name's CJ Whiten. Most of y'all probably have seen me through Percy or Eddie's show, detailing. And kind of like what Terry just said, that's pretty much how I'm known. I'm white truck, white trailer. I'm the guy to clean cars. You see white truck, white trailer, it's got to clean cars. Physically, I'm doing better. I was kind of having back problems and stuff like that because, like I said, I'm getting up there. I'm 35, but I'm getting better. I've been seeing a chiropractor now for about a year, and it's been going good. As far as mentally and emotionally, it's been better. I just like everybody, everybody has days. Everybody go through stuff. Right now, for me, is just as much. For me, it's just me trying to take care of my family, my parents. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I do have a girlfriend, and eventually we talking about marriage and that. But right now, it's just kind of me and my parents, and that's pretty much like all I got.
Cool.
So trying to take care of them is been really hard for me, especially here lately. My dad has been going through some medical issues, and just trying to work and then trying to maintain a relationship with the missus, and then trying to be a good son and be there for the people I'm there for. Then trying to run it's a lot, and it takes a toll on a man. It does, and that's why, like you were saying earlier, just the man go through a lot. I mean, with no credit, exactly, with no credit. I think it was like a comedian or somebody said, like, being a father, being a man is a thankless job. And sometimes, and to a certain extent, he was right.
Yeah.
In some ways, because you go through and you do stuff that you don't get appreciated for. And people don't see behind closed doors. And people don't know, whether it be just because I'm not saying you purposely putting it out there, but it's just people just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's hard. But right now, trying to work through that, and it has been getting better. His health is doing better, and he's getting more in the good spirits, because my dad is kind of like what you said. He hard-headed when it comes to a doctor. But at 77 years old, he hard-headed to a doctor. I don't think he'll even go to the doctor. Jesus got to be at the foot of the bed for him. So
we're gonna pray for Pops, because we gotta get him in that doctor.
But now he's getting to the point with this happening. He sees it now. You got to take care of yourself, and it's almost kind of been like a blessing that this did happen. I hate it happened, but it's kind of because now he's like, he'll tell me, slow down, or you only get one set of this. You only get one go around at this. So take care of yourself, because he'll see me. I'm like Pete. No, I'm working. I'm always doing something. And my dad is like that. And so now he tells me now, I guess I fell in line with him through that. He's always been busy, always been working, always doing, and I'm doing the same thing. And now just seeing him to where he's done, wore down, I guess you could say, in a sense. He looking at me doing the same thing, and he's like, "Hey, son, you need to slow down. I'm worried about you." And this is stuff that I ain't never heard my father say to me. Never. Like, "Hey, I'm worried about you, son. You need to slow down. I'm worried about you. You moving too fast." And me, I'm just thinking I'm just working. I'm just trying to do, because I like nice things and I want to have things and do stuff. And it's so that dealing with that is getting better. And I'm trying to work on this and trying to deal with it. But having something like this helps with it, and getting other people's perspective, and learning from, like Terry just said, learning from people older than me. Like, I've always hung around men and people that were older than me anyway, because I'm my mama's only child and I'm my daddy last one. So everybody always been older than me anyway. So I've always hung around the elders. But just having that perspective and getting that knowledge from people who've been there and done it helps a lot. It really does. So, but my door, if with y'all, this is my first time here, and just like what Terry said, I'm on Facebook, I'm on social media. I got a number. I don't mind giving out my number. I don't mind talking, or if I can get y'all, I'm gonna call and ask questions, or just if you need somebody to talk to, I don't mind, talking. But I just I'm thankful y'all put this together though, and hate that I missed the first one, but I'm glad I'm here today for this.
Amen.
But
Glad you're here.
this is truly is a blessing, and black men in general, we need a safe place.
Yeah.
To where we can do something like this. It ain't a lot of safe places for us, So I do appreciate it. Y'all putting this together.
So.
Good deal. What's up, man? I'm Richard. Go by Rich. You say you remember 20. I remember 36. I remember 20. I remember 18. I remember 17. I remember 30. And I tell you, when they tell you 40, it's different. It's different. Physically, I had some knee problems. Now my arm hurting, but ain't nothing wrong with it. You see what I'm saying? Every now and then, eyes get a little blurry, reading text messages. But as you get older, you're going to see your body change. You're going to see yourself change. You're going to see yourself going from eating a 10-piece to eating a salad, to drinking water, to walking, to exercising, to doing all those things. But again, my name is Richard. I go by Rich or whatever you want to call me. I truly believe, man, that God put me here to help folks, to be a blessing. From my family, friends, anybody. I'm here to help folks. And that's probably one of my problems. I don't say no too often. And I truly mean that, and with me, I tell anybody, if you need me, if you have any questions about anything, hit my line 24/7, because I'm normally up all the time around the clock, working or coming in from work or doing something. But I would challenge you. You say you're trying to reinvent yourself. Define your purpose. Mm-hmm. Find your passion, mm-hmm. and roll with it. Whatever that is, be authentically you. So don't reinvent yourself. Be who you are, but define your purpose. When you define your purpose and understand your passion, life will get so much better, because you'll start to enjoy it more, mm-hmm. when you hit that mark on your passion. Mentally, man, I'm trying to understand how to balance life and understand the magnitude of grief, spiritual warfare, and conflict management, resolution, rather. As a man, those things are monumental, big. I lost my grandmother in 25, an uncle and grandmother. And so, I've always been one of those ones that say, time heals all wounds. It'll get better. It'll get better. And now, experiencing that so close, I understand it will never get better. It's going to be different. Time can't heal wounds. It makes things different. But you have to be the determining factor on how you deal with it. Whether it's talking to other people, seeking some type of therapy, or doing something you like, finding that passion, your purpose, those things help you get through. Another one of my downfalls, I just said, now, if you need anything, to reach out to me. I suck at communication. Flat foot F. Everybody in my household will tell you I can give advice, but me practicing what I preach, it's tough.
But see, that may be your gift, though. A gift of helping someone, opposed to not be, doing it yourself.
Right.
So we have different gifts.
Right. But it's with the purpose, right. Because I feel as men, two of our main objectives, provide and protect. And so providing and protecting, I'm not gonna always tell you everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure it get done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you. It might not be on your time, but just hold on. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I am, man. So any of y'all ever need me, you know, I work for the county. Like I say, I'm pretty much up 24/7. If you ever need anything, call me. Rich Whips will tell you. He'll tell you. I truly mean that. Yeah, I know you do. I know it yet. But you know, I often feel like Robin Hood, but I ain't Robin Hood. I can't save everybody, but I can help you within my means. If I can, I am. You know what I'm saying?
My name Demetrius. I know Demarcus. We used to go to church together. And I want to say thank y'all for allowing me to be here. Physically, I'll say I'm good. I think I'm in decent shape. I work out every day, kickboxing. Mentally, I'm in a good place. I could be better. But I say I'm in a good place. Emotionally, up and down. I just recently went through a divorce, second divorce. Infidelity, found out my wife was cheating. So kind of up and down right now, you know, with good days, bad days. But I always tell people one thing I learned, man, seeking a counselor, man, to help you with a lot of things. So right now I'm going to counseling for it because, you know, like I said, I got some good days, bad days. And so counseling is a good tool for me. You know, I would say, you know, a lot of men don't want to, they think, you know, you soft when you go to a counselor, but man, a counselor been the best thing, you know, not just for marriage, but for just life, just, you know, things we go through in life, you know. And, you know, you said you did some messed up things in life, you bad person. Yeah. But man, you know what, man, things happen in life for a reason. You know, we don't, you know, look at it as a bad thing, but look at how can I grow from what I used to be, you know. Take all your bad and turn around to make it good, you know. You know, one thing I didn't grow up with a father. My dad, he was married when he met my mom. He lied to him, and so of course he couldn't come around because he was married. So I didn't grow up seeing, you know, how things were ran in the house or how a man take care of a woman. So my first marriage, it was a struggle for me. You know, I did things the way I thought I was supposed to do it because I didn't have that structure. So I did things my way, and I did it everything wrong. You know, and I didn't know it at the time because, you know, I didn't see it. So I'm doing the best that I can do the things, you know, the way I, you know, talk to people and talk to the wrong people who didn't know God, people who didn't have structure. So you know, I got wrong advice for wrong people. So my first marriage, my divorce is all on me. You know, I used to complain about stuff that was petty. Didn't really take care of my wife like she needs to be taken care of. Didn't take care of her needs, you know. So now that after I got divorced, my first marriage, I got in this group of guys with wisdom, guys with knowledge, guys who knew God. And then I started to see me, you know, and I look back and it was me. I was the problem in my first marriage. You know, I saw all my wrongs. I saw all the things I could have did. Because my first marriage, my wife, she left because she said she felt like I abandoned her, in which I did. We were staying together, but we had a problem with my child. He was 4 years old. He was still sleeping in bed with us, and I felt like she wanted to keep in the bed so we wouldn't have, you know, it was a way, you know, stop her from having sex. So I was like, forget it, I'm gonna start sleeping upstairs because we were arguing every night about getting him out of bed, about getting him a ball at 4 years old. So for a year I slept upstairs in a man cave. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get her attention that way, make her go and get this boy out the bed. But they only pulled us apart from each other. And one day she was like, you know what, I want a divorce. And I begged, I said, let's work this out. And she was like, no, my mind made up. And for a whole year I fought. I was like, I ain't signing a divorce. You know, thinking that her mind was gonna change, but after a year went by, I just said, forget it. I, went on, gave in it. But, I didn't see at the time when I was in there, I didn't see that me sleeping upstairs, what it was doing to my marriage. I'm trying to make a point, but I was doing it the wrong way. I should have never left the bedroom. I should have stayed in the bedroom and dealt with the problem. But like I said, I didn't know how to be a true man in my first marriage. I was, I was gonna be honest. I was a boy. I didn't do it like a man. I did it like a boy would do. So, life is, we gonna make mistakes. We're gonna do some things that ain't right. But like I said, you got to take your wrong and figure out how can I become a better version of me. How can I get it right? And I lean some more to God's now. To God's word. I pray to Him. God guide me. And I look back at my life. Did I really give God 100% of me? A lot of times we try to do stuff the way we want to do it, but we have to like really sacrifice our life and give it to God. Read His word, find out what He wants to do. We did this study at church. It was called the Hour of God. It's like, do we really respect God? Do we really honor God? Are we really afraid of God? We can say, I'm living for God, but are we really living for God? Are we really sacrificing for God? Because to really sacrifice God, to respect Him, that means I'm completely honor His word in everything that I do. Because God can't do, I learned that God can't dwell where there's sin, right?
Yeah.
So this say we live in a life of sin. God can't communicate with us. God can't tell us what to do, how to be, where to be, because He can't be where sin is. So I look back at my life a lot of times when I was living in sin. I missed out on so much guidance from God because I was doing what I wanted to do. So we have to like truly submit our life to God, truly be willing to give up a lot of things in this whole world, And I just want to say thank you guys for allowing me to be here. You and y'all have really, God, everything's designed with a purpose. Y'all was talking about colonoscopy. I fear being put to sleep. And so I'm 51 and I never had a colonoscopy. But after you two hearing what y'all said, I'm Monday morning, I'm calling my doctor and I'm scared of colonoscopy. But I just got a big fear of being put to sleep. I don't know. It's something about going to sleep, just somebody gave, I guess it's a shot. Is it a shot or something? And see, that's what I just don't like the idea of being put to sleep by some medicine. So
But even but in that
process and everything. That didn't seem like I just went to sleep. What you mean? You did this.
Yeah. So, but I like I said, God always gotta. I wasn't gonna come this morning, but then God told me, go. And when you said about if you hadn't went, it could have been worse. That really pressed upon my heart. Hey, you need to make an appointment. And I appreciate y'all for being open and sharing your story. But, a lot of times we don't share our stories, and our stories ain't for us. It's for somebody else.
Yeah.
I thank God for you guys. And I'm gonna continue to come. Hope that I can get to know each one of you guys better. Thank y'all. And if y'all don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all. Y'all can talk smack if you want to, but the 49ers gonna win the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Let y'all have a blessed day.
But hold up. But to Demetrius, because I mean I know Demetrius on a personal level. Like I said, we are brothers. And I'm elated that you opened up and shared because I know how reserved you are at times. And so just to hear how you honored your first marriage in this setting, I can respect you as a man for that, because understanding that wrong counseling that you was getting during that time, I didn't have that relation equity to you to give you insight on how to handle that situation. And now I would offer you or submit to you that you may not can get the wife back. You know what I'm saying? but try working on getting the friend back, if that makes sense. Because you have Carter, and he needs to see my daddy and my mother can be good friends if they can't be a husband and wife. White people remarry the same person twice all the time. And I'm not telling you to remarry her, you know what I'm saying? But I am suggesting that try to have a healthy relationship with her by all means. Because Yolanda is she's a beautiful person inside and out. And that's good. And I commend you for that. And I just continue to be better, bro. Continue to be better in all aspects of life. Continue to be better. It can be challenging. It can be a battle. But, you know, this what we doing today, this is not by coincidence. And me personally often say this, God always have the people here who he desire and need to be here. You see what I'm saying? So don't take this lightly. This is a brotherhood forming. And all in essence, this is church. If people just be honest about it, because we're fellowshipping and we're sharing his word, bro. Believe it or not. And this is what he desired for men to do, to sit among each other and to learn and like-minded. Now, I'm not telling you not go to the Sunday worship service. Some people have that issue with that. And that's a personal issue. But what I'm saying here, what we're doing here, man, this is another form of it, of men coming together and really just opening up and sharing. So I appreciate you for coming and doing that. Truly, truly.
My name Nolan. I'm 43. How I feel emotionally, it change on a day-to-day basis, up and down, left and right, just whatever going on through life. Right now, one of the biggest uh, things I got going on that are kind of messing with my emotions is the relationship I have with my daughters. And it's kind of funny because the relationship I have with them, we together every day. Well, my younger daughter, 15, me and her together pretty much every day. She don't live with me, but we pretty much together every day. My older daughter, 20, she in college. So we don't be together every day, but we grew up together on a daily basis. I say it like that. But right now, we just got some struggles that we going through. Hopefully it get worked out. Me and my older daughter went to counseling for a year ago. It got a little better for a little while, but then it kind of fell off again. So that's something I battle on a day-to-day basis. Uh, I guess, I don't know, maybe a lot of fathers see this, but for my daughter, I guess I'm just kind of like an ATM machine. And it's a good feeling to be able to be the ATM machine, but it's a bad feeling to only be the ATM machine. You know, at least how I come up. 'Cause a lot of people can't do whatever for their kids, and I'm blessed to be pretty much be able to be there, do whatever. So that's a good feeling. But I asked my daughter the other day, I said, you sometimes you just my 15-year-old, I said, sometimes you really just want your dad to shut up and just give you money. And she said, no, Dad, but I need 5 minutes later, she said, I need so it's crazy, but that's how I am emotional. Mentally, I'm pretty cool mentally to a sense. I'm pretty cool. And physically, since I hit 40, you said your life changed when you 40. Since I hit 40, uh, everything hurt. Elbow hurt, wrist hurt, knee hurt, ankle hurt. It's some of the hurts come with something like I might have walked the wrong way, twist ankle. Because I could be sitting right here, out of nowhere, here come a pain. So physically, that's kind of how I'm feeling. And it's a little bit. I don't really say much, so I don't have much to say. But that's it. That's it. If somebody asks me something, I give an answer, but I don't really have much to say. That's
That's
me.
cool. That's cool.
I'm glad. I'm glad that this came about. This my first one. Well, yeah, you had another. I couldn't make the other because I worked. But maybe this time last year when we went to Tupelo, we kind of had the same thing. Just was a smaller group. Yeah, it was small. Yeah, it was a smaller group, but we kind of did the same thing. It was about six of us, maybe something like that. Yeah, said something like that. So we kind of, I don't know if the time went to do this, I don't think, but that's kind of what happened. We all sat around the table, ate, and talked about different things going on in life. So this a good thing to have because you never know what somebody going through. And like you say, you just said your story, you lived it, but it's not your story, it's for other people. So they might not run into it or know how to handle this or that if they run into something, you know. So it's a blessing to be able to have these things going on or whatever. And however many they have in the future, if I'm able to be here, I'll be here.
That's what's up.
Yep.
That's what's up.
Yep.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Ken, 53. Hey, man, I don't normally talk a lot except for work, so let me put that in place. I'm not a big talker either. But two things I tell you. One thing, first off, kudos to you, man. You know, saying stuff like that when you're not really an introvert, that's the first step. I'm kind of the same way. It took me a minute to get out of there, start thinking like you thinking. But I did it quite a few years ago. I understand where you are about the same age. I kind of went about the same thing. Your journey is for you, and don't let nobody put any parameters on it. You know what I'm saying? Take your time for yourself. There ain't no time limit to it. Whenever you realize your place is, you'll find it. That's what I say for everybody. You know, you sit around and look around, and life will tell you certain things, and you feel like it is. But when all said and done, it's up to you, and it's your time. And when it's your time, you'll fall into the place where you need to be. Mentally, man, yeah, I'm happy-go-lucky, man. I'm not gonna let too much bother me. Physically, hey, man, I'm an old man. It's happened. You know what I'm saying? Go to the doctor. I'm gonna tell y'all up front. You at that, go. I went last year, found out some stuff, and I'm in treatment now. I have to go every week, get hooked up to a machine. So keep your eyes on your health, man. It's the main thing as we get older. Is that you got to pay attention to what's going on, and your body will tell you. Other than that, man, listen. Other than just going to work and fooling around with these cars, that person last year kind of came to the first one, and we'll be around to support too, man. So if you see me out and about, blow the horn, shoot the finger, shoot the deuce, not the finger, don't shoot the finger. I see and think the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that. But you know what I'm saying? Shoot the deuce, and I'm gonna shoot back, and just it's about staying positive and enjoying where you are in life, because hey, tomorrow ain't promised. Tomorrow is not promised for nobody, whether you 20 or 53 or 63 or whatever your age is. When it's your time, check out. But at the same time, do what you can with your time while you got it.
Everybody, I'm Mike. They call me Big Mike. I kind of do some of everything with cars, hell, to a house, pressure wash, what you name it, hell, I'm doing it.
Turkeys.
About that money, man. Cause my dad, he taught me a whole lot. He wasn't strong on love, but the nigga said, you gonna make some money. So I always knew I was gonna work with my hands, so that's how I am. But physically, I'd be all right. Hell, I'm hurt sitting right in this chair. I'd be all right. Mentally, it's something every day. Cause man, I love hard with my folks, and they'll piss me off, but I still go do it. Cause I'm the oldest out of 4 kids, so my mama want me to do stuff, my daddy, hell, my auntie, and no Mike gonna get it done. So I deal with that, but I gonna do it. And emotionally, man, that's something every day too. Hell, I got some grandbabies that are really not mine, but I could be riding thinking about them. Hell, I go to crying because I haven't seen them.
But I'm back around them now, so got a happy-go-lucky. Kids will bring something out of you, man. They ain't gotta be yours, so that's how I be feeling with that. But other than that, man, I be all right. Shit, I don't hide nothing. I say what I feel all the time, so I don't sugarcoat nothing. So hey, my dad told me that don't let man tell them nigga how it is. So it is what it is. So I'm Big Mike. You can hit me up. So I think an MJM painting bot on IG. Shit, whatever you need, hell, I can do it. And hey, this thing here we do, man. Shit, we do need this to hell, man. We all go through something. Cause I just bust out there talking about shit. That's just me. Cause I get the shit out of my chest. I don't like to hold nothing in. So you gotta do that. I know that shit hard, man. Shit. Say that shit. Like you said, you cry, nigga. I cry every day. It'd be happy sometimes, but I cry. That shit just come out.
Come out.
Fuck it, do what it do.
No, you good, bro. You good. That is you.
Well, I'm introduce myself. My name Joseph Rivers. I'm from Covington, Tennessee. I just had a birthday, January 11th. I just turned 44.
Happy birthday.
In physical, I'm okay. I do maybe 40 miles a week, but I only do that not for the health part. I do that to keep my insanity, because I feel like that's my peace of mind. Because I find out as I get older, everybody has this certain thing they like to do, and that's one of mine. So that's how I feel on the physical part. The mentally part, sometimes I'm always asking myself, is it me? No, they always teach you to be yourself. Be yourself. Then later on in life, there's always somebody that's trying to change you from being yourself to be a suspected on how they want you to be. That's when you was in, excuse me, in a relationship or anyway. So I wasn't always there for my kids, because now I got a 20 and 21-year-old. The reason why, it was not because I was out there in the streets. I never been a bad person, never got in trouble. It was just, I feel like I always need to work. Work. So I missed out on reality of life, childhood. And my dad showed me how to go to work, but he never showed me how to take off from work. So I'm regretting it. I have two regressions in life, that I should have been a bigger brother to my sister, and I should have been there more for my kids instead of trying to chase a dollar. And I realized I don't have no more than I have then, than I got now. So that's how I'm on mentally. I'm always asking myself, is it me? But about a week ago, I got done running, had probably did about 2 miles a day, and my nephew was here from school, and we were just talking. Sometimes conversations just happen, you just keep on talking. But make a long story short, my nephew came to me and said, it's really gonna be okay. Because the same stuff I was trying to tell my son, they about 6 months apart. My nephew took heed to it and told me, I look up to you, because I didn't have, my dad was there, but he never showed me like you showed me. But I tried to instill the same thing in my son. He took heed to it, but my son didn't. Now, I apologize. I apologize to my daughter and my son. I told him it's something I can't take back. Only thing I can do is move forward and apologize. Because at first I was beating myself up about it. Like, dang. So it's like, that's how I am on the mentally part. But whenever y'all pray, I know y'all have other things going on in y'all life, but pray pray for me, that keep me insane, that won't have me, because you hear about men doing bad stuff, but like you said earlier, nobody never answers, are we okay? You're supposed to be this kind of robot that don't have this go, 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 go. Then also, I find as I get older, we might be good paying bills, good with whoever we with, or good taking care of our siblings or whatever. But we always got to build a place outside of the place. I call it an imaginary place. Even though we pay bills in this house, but we got to build another spot somewhere that we got to have a peace of mind, a happy place. Exactly, a happy place. Because we got to break away from what we take care of. That's what keeps everybody, like I said, everybody had this happy place. That's why I go running every day. If I don't, my mind be somewhere else. But I haven't been running today because I feel like this is my second meeting coming here because I want to see, because I'm the only one seeing what I'm seeing. So I see that I'm not. It's just a different same suit, different bowl, there's different address. Everybody had their own thing they going through. And majority of it is all the same. So that's all I had to say.
Marlon Briggs, 52. I'm sorry, I apologize. I heard the guy say he 53. I will be this year though. And he said, you said physical, mentally, emotionally, man, I cry every day almost. I mean, every day. And with the emotional part, it'd be more me fighting against what God would want me to do and then what I want to do. Because I know I'm supposed to be doing what God want me to do a long time ago. But I'm constantly telling him, no, I ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's, and it just had me in tears. Physically, man, I deal with sciatic nerve pain. Yeah, man. Oh my God. So getting old, it hurts. It hurts, man. And mentally, it's challenging. Like I was saying earlier, going through a divorce, and it has its ups and downs. I'm like, I got this house. My aunt gave me a house, so I'm dealing with that. Where I was, she so-called gave it to me. I done put my money in the house, and now I done got put out the house. So man, it's a whole lot. Been going to court and different courts and constantly spending more money getting attorneys. So it's a lot, man. And so I just had to pray a little more and keep praying and and God will work it out. But so man, you just have to find what works for you. And in this life, because I didn't have my dad in my life growing up. I got 5 boys and 4 girls. And so, like I told them, that every day I'm learning how to be a father. Every day in their life today. Because this new to me at 52. I'm being a father today because I didn't have that man teaching me. And so it get busy mentally. It get busy physically. It get busy emotionally, as a parent. So because they young adults and they trying to find their way. And so they gonna call their phones, hey dad, yada yada yada. Son called me talking about, oh, I'm finna start a job, just had another kid, and I need $200. Where the hell am I supposed to get it from? But I made it happen though. You get what I'm saying? You 30 years old, and got a few boys that don't even want to pay their own life insurance. But hey, as a parent, you got to, because I refuse to sell some fish plates. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so I refuse to. So I keep it paid. But then they want to ask me for my money. I'm already spending money on it. So But it's cool, man, getting older, you know, and I love it. And I wanna see 100. I ask God for 50 more. I'm just being honest. And good health though. You know, and he can take the sciatic back, you know, whatever it is, just running through me because it hurt. It hurt like hell. For real, man. You wake up in the middle of the night, be like, whoa, what is this? Yes. You're right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Right. Yep. So, you know, and then I'm going to tell y'all something y'all didn't know. Been to prison too, you know, and so I thank God for that experience in my life, you know, and so, you know, I let a lot of guys know that if I done been in trouble and got through it, he'll do it for anybody. You know, you just got to seek it. You know, so that's me, man.
All right. My name is Robert Hughes. Everybody know me as Sloan. I'm a kind of an introvert too. I have a couple of guys that I talk to every day about what's going on with me, what's going on with life and everything. But I don't usually do stuff like this and put out what I like to call my business to everybody. But I like what's going on here, and I can relate to a lot of the stuff that you guys are talking about. So I kind of get emotional just hearing it because I had those same type of situations in my household. So, but yeah, physically, I feel like I'm doing all right. I have been had worse at times, I guess. A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with diabetes. I went to the hospital. Like I said, I don't usually ever go to the hospital. But I wouldn't say I was feeling bad, but I know I wasn't myself because I'm always up doing something, like most people say. I was always doing something. I just couldn't get in the mood to do some work. So I'm like, something ain't right. So I went to the hospital and I had a 700 blood sugar level. So they told me I was at the verge of stroke then. So they're just something that I can relate to that. We need to go get ourselves checked out and things like that. And I'm only 35 and being told that I could have died from diabetes at that time, there's something like somebody probably never known. So there's something that I went through. Something else that related to me, like when you were saying your wife was saying that she felt like she didn't know how she felt outside. I had the same situation. Matter of fact, we started the process of about to go through a divorce a year ago. And I know it's a year ago because just yesterday, that's ironic, we got the paperwork back in the mail that they was canceling our case when we had went to file for the divorce, and it had been a year and we didn't go back. So by the grace of God, we did end up working things out. Wow. And it's been a year ago, but we're doing good now. We in the uphill spiral. Everything's going good, but it just there's something else that I can relate to. Same situation. But yeah, it's always up and down. Like you say, you never know what's gonna go on. There's something else. People know me for the cars. A lot of people don't even know the type of stuff I do, the type of work I do, and stuff like that. Something else people don't know is I'm always in maintenance management. So I've been in this area for 6 years, and I've been laid off twice. I'm on a layoff right now. So, but I just got laid off right before Christmas. I was a superintendent at an oil refinery in North Memphis. But when I called my wife, told her I just got laid off again, she was panicking and everything. But one thing I can say, I've always had faith, and I've always knew about the capabilities of myself because, like I've always said, it don't matter what goes on, I can make some money. And I've always made money, and I've always been a hustler. So I've never been without. So that's why I told my wife, nothing never changed. Whenever I was in a layoff, nothing never slowed down. My kids still don't notice that dad is not working or whatever. But it is what it is. That's why I say I don't let things stress me that I can't control. So that's what I always say. I don't think nothing of it. When they called that meeting with my department, laid me and my entire department out, I always say it is what it is. This business. It's gonna happen. But you just got to be able to be there and see grown men burnt down, crying because we have guys that have been there 40 years and don't know what they're gonna do next. So you get emotional with seeing things like that. But like I said, I've always been able to provide with or without. So I know I'm gonna be all right. But there's just something that's going on right now. I'm still working. It just what I always say is I can pace how I make money because if I want to, if you know me, you know I do car audio and fabrication on the side. So I got a list of people right now that's waiting to get in my shop. So it's just I always say it's up to me to make money that I want to make. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes I work a little slower and sometimes I may work a little faster. But it's always up to me. So I know with my faith that I'll be able to make it with or without. And then there's something else that my two partners that I always talk to, they always say, why do you still work? Why do you still do this anyway? Because of anybody that know me, I do anything. I build houses, anything that a man can do, I feel like I can do. It's just if I want to do it or not want to do it. So it is what it is. Yeah.
I'm Reggie. Some of y'all ran across my page on IG, Rich Whips. That's me. I don't show my face that much except on YouTube. Before I go on about myself, man, I'm gonna say the story of Job in the Bible is not a one-off. Every man is gonna go through that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
God is gonna always be in a position to test your faith to see what He has given you is what you rightfully deserve. We'd have been there. We know it took a loss, but when we lean on Him and rely on Him, you get it all back and then some. In Job's life, God allowed the wife to stay there to really see whoever is closest to him is going to influence him to deny him and curse him. But being a strong man of who he is, he stayed faithful in the Lord, who God was to him. The devil took everything away. He still stayed loyal to God. Even when the devil took Jesus on the hill, when he was in the wilderness fasting, he said, man, I give you everything in this world that you see, all the kingdoms, if you just deny your dad. But he knew his daddy was number one. He said, man, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm sticking by my father. And so my thing to y'all is that, man, stick by that. Man. We done all took a loss at some point, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be financially, whether it be a relationship with your kids, mama, dad, whomever. But we always come out on the other end of it, no matter how hard the test is, we always come out on the other side. Even if you in a test right now, bro, just stick with it. We in this room together to go through it together, to talk about our story, because it ain't for us, it's for somebody else. And so, man, I'm encouraging y'all to just stay prayed up, peace it all the time, man, and keep on going. So, with that being said, man, how I'm doing physically. But I got 2 bad shoulders, a bad knee, and 2 bad feet. But I'm going every day. Yeah, I did. Yeah. 46 years old, man, and I'm thankful to see every year of it, every day of it. I don't never celebrate my birthday, man. I tell my lady all the time, man, if I'm just here, I'm thankful. That's my celebration. I thank God every day for giving me the breath of life that He breathes into my body. Good days, bad days, it don't matter, man. I spend, man, 60% of my week with person, man, as my brother, be at a barbershop together, man, and never had a bad day in almost 8 years of business together. And it started out just as a business venture at first, for the most part, but now, man, I wouldn't trade that man for nothing in the world. Real talk, because without him, I wouldn't know some of y'all faces. You know what I'm saying? Another good brother, Big Ty, Rich, TP, CJ, you know what I'm saying? And the rest of y'all, man. But, you know, that gets me going every day to know that I'm walking into a place that I share with a brother that I can say, man, has seen me in a good and a bad life. Has been through ups and downs with me, man. So mentally, when I need an anchor, just going in, even in those days we don't talk, it's enough for me. The man has seen me go from 200 plus pounds down to 165 pounds, didn't know what was going on. Stressing about my kids, about my relationship with my mama, my daddy, you know, just everything. And I still struggle with it today some days. You know, one of the hardest things for me, man, that I've had to struggle with that P has encouraged me through was the word no. I've never been in a position, man, where I have had to say no especially to my kids, man. It's tough, man. Because most of us that has never had a father in their life, that has had to deal with the word no, even though it's silent, it's just because we dealing with no because he ain't never been there. But as a father that's there, you want to always tell your kid yes to everything, no matter how wrong the question may be, you want to say yes to him. And now I got, man, a son and a daughter really is going through some trials and tribulations, man, but having to tell them no and them go through their own life struggles and not help them out, it's hard as hell to tell them no. You know, it's hard as, excuse my language, preacher, it's hard as fuck to tell them no.
Good.
Because, man, I want to do everything for them, but I know the more that I do, the less they learn. The more that I jump in the way and I act, the less that they'll get from life. And I cry about it all the time. I struggle with it every day. I seek guidance on it. I pray. You know, it's rough. You know, and on the emotional side of it, man, I feel like I'm weak. And I don't know what to do some days. You know, I got my support, but when you by yourself, sometimes the support that you hear, it go out the window. You just wonder, like, man, what's tomorrow gonna be like? You know, what do people, not people, but what are my kids thinking of me? How do they view me? How do they see me? You know, when I'm telling them no, are they still loving me the same way? Am I valued beyond what I can provide? Am I seen as just a man and as a person more than I am a pocketbook? You know, and man, be rough on me. You know, I went to sleep last night crying. You know, just out of nowhere, I'm just thinking about stuff. I wasn't sad in the moment, but as I'm replaying certain things, man, tears just started rolling. And I cried myself to sleep, praying to God about it. You know, but I also wake up praying to him and thanking him for another day. Thanking him for a day that I'd never see again. Thanking him for a day I've never seen before. Mm-hmm. Knowing that I got the opportunity to just redo it all over again. No matter if it's a bad day, I'm still gonna go through it. I'm still fight through it. Because I know some people don't even get that chance to do something over. You know, so man, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Man, telling y'all story, being vulnerable, being strong enough to say what y'all struggles are. Man, it take a lot. And if all we got is each other to support each other, man, hold on to it.
All right, I'm Jamario. Like I said, mentally, I mean, I just got joy. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I never been the one to stress out about anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I always know that, you know, God got me. You know what I'm saying? Even from the start, you know, I told everybody last time about my open heart surgery at birth, and you know, God brought me through that. And ironically, you know, I had growth on my heart. You know, and that's kind of a similar thing that in my colon. You know what I'm saying? So I got a history of growing stuff. So that's why I should have really kind of been on and done this. If I knew that I had a benign tumor on my heart, I should have really had sense enough to know that I could grow a tumor somewhere else or cancer somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I had to wake up. It took me this long to wake up and, you know, go do it. But physically, I mean, I'm basically healthy as, you know, I feel like an ox. You know what I'm saying? Occasionally, you know, I get a couple of aches here and there. I mean, like I said, it's life. But you know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I just want to say I appreciate everybody here. Today is my birthday. I'm 54. I'm Tyrus, known as Big Ty. I don't say a lot neither, man, but emotionally, I'm there. And I learned to pray and talk to certain people. Physically, 40 years old, you gonna know. And emotionally, man, I'm there too. I talk, you know, I still have both my parents. My mom and dad separated, man, after 50 years of marriage. And dad just went somewhere else. And for a while, man, I was like, he was against me and my brother. And, you know, I wouldn't talk to him or do nothing. So me talking to God more sort of led me in a different direction. And we come to find out he got advanced Alzheimer's. So he ain't right. And I just ask God for strength, man. And I appreciate everybody here, you know. So with that being said, man, you can't say no to your kids. You will. My oldest daughter, man, every time she called me, and it wasn't no little change. You know, I did it mostly for the grandkids. Dad, I need $500. Dad, I need $1,000. The last $500 she asked me for, she said, "Can you borrow it?" I say, "Well, do you understand the difference of me giving it to you and me loaning it to you?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Tell me." She said, "Hey, if I borrow it, I got to give it back." I said, "Okay." I said, "Now, how do you want it? Let me give it to you or let you borrow it?" She said, "I'm going to borrow it." It's been 10 years, I ain't got that money back. So you know, you do feel bad telling them no, but you ain't teaching them responsibility. Right. So she done came back to me and told me she appreciate that. But now she know. You know, my oldest daughter's 33. My baby girl just turned 31. And she more responsible than her two older sisters. You know, so man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Stay focused. And if I can help, I will. And I used to be a person that didn't tell nobody no. I help certain people, but I'll tell you no in a minute now. Because I can't get no help. You know. So I learned to stop putting myself on the back burner. You know, love myself first. And if I don't love myself, I can't help nobody else. And, that's about it, man. And once again, I appreciate each and one of y'all, man. All right.
I think they call it matching energy. Yeah. That's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to match the energy, you know, that you receive. You know, because we'll be giving it away for, you know, and man, we got to keep going too.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Rico. It's good to be in the house of the Lord one more time. I made the last one, and I'm gonna make all of them if it's in the Lord's will. Mentally, I'm doing pretty good. I'm learning how to manage the important stuff, prioritizing the important stuff in my life. Because I'm like you, the family hero, you know, the friends hero. Can't tell nobody no. I don't say can't no more because I tell people no now. You know what I mean? But I am going through some with my middle son. He's 20 years old. He lives in Texas. I'm trying to drive his car without making a turn, give him counsel and telling him what to do. But I want him to grow up and be a man and make a decision and live with the consequences that come behind it, whether it's good or bad. He keep trying to decide whether he want to stay in Texas or move back home. I said, as long as I got a house, you got a house. That part don't even matter. It's up to you. I'm kind of fearful. Ain't no fear in a man. Trust in God. Make the decision, and He'll provide a way. So mentally, I'm doing good. I'm just trying to drive his car without steering. Emotionally, I'm doing